कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। सकल लोकवा
Thank you so much. And it's a very beautiful song. So with this beautiful invocation, I, Randhir Kumar, on behalf of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences of Raffles University, welcome you. I also welcome you on behalf of Swadhyay Sachak Circle for Creative Co-Learning. It's a great pleasure and indeed an honor to have available with us great thinker, creative thinker, Dr. Christian Bartolf and Professor Anant Kumar Giri, Professor at Madras Developmental Institute. I also welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor of Raffles University, Divakar Kohli. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our Chief Patron, Honorable Dr. Justice Meena Vigombar, former Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court, and all the respected participants, viewers, listeners. Let me begin with a brief introduction to our Swadhyay Sahchakra. Swadhyay Sahchakra Circle for Creative Co-Learning. It is an initiative of studying and learning together self, culture, and societies and the world. Friends associated with this are eager to walk and mediate with new horizons of thinking and new movements of social and cultural change at work in our contemporary world. We study seekers such as Maharshi Sri Aurobindo, Mahatma Gandhi, Chitranjan Das, a creative soul and creative thinker from Odisha, and many others from around the world. We also present our own writings and reflect upon our creativity together. We also invite seekers from different fields of life to share with us their visions, sadhana, and a struggle for creating a world of beauty, dignity, and dialogues. We meet every Sunday and sometimes on Wednesday. Now we are nurturing this dialogue in collaboration with Raffles University, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and Rage Global Foundation, USA. Today is a very important day because today we are going to discuss a very important topic and very contemporary topic of discussion, that is Gandhi and Hitler. These two opposite ideas, it's very important to discuss because these are the two narratives which rules the politics of the world. One is oriented towards peace building and one is oriented towards conflict. So with this introduction, now I would like to invite Professor Anant Kumar Giri sir to kindly moderate the session.
Thank you so much, dear Randhir, and thank you and warm welcome to Liber Christian. It is a joy to be together, and a warm welcome to all dear and respected friends. I see our dear Maruf, so who is our kind wise friend from Kashmir. We have Professor Asa Mukherjee, our dear Saji Varghese, and Mr. Ajay Katanjana, Sandhya Appa, Vinati, and many dear and eager friends. So today we nurture this conversation about this theme, Gandhi and Hitler. And there are many aspects to this journey of thinking together. And we are very enriched that Christian is with us. And Christian has been a devoted traveler with vision and practice of Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, in a very deep historical and comparative perspective. He knows also the history of Germany and the world, in which context it has happened, including the very difficult history of non-violent resistance during Hitler's time. And Christian also has written a biography of Hermann Kallenbach. And there is a very interesting link, because later on, when I would discuss about Gandhi, Hitler, and the question of Jewish question in Palestine, I would tell that how one early morning, that around 4 o'clock, when Gandhi was getting ready to do his prayer, and there was a man who came, and that was his dear friend, Hermann Kallenbach. And they met with each other maybe after 30 years or so, because I think they had last seen each other around 1915, and then Kallenbach came around 1939. So, and Kallenbach came to plead with Gandhi about the need for a separate state of Israel. And Gandhi had a different view on that, for example. And Gandhi always said that wherever the Jews are, let they be in their own homelands, but just to create another state, bringing people from all over the world and displacing the native Palestinians is not helpful. And today we see the kind of challenge with Palestine and Israel. And so all these many important issues of history, of philosophy, of ways of life, including pathways to future, are entangled with this theme of Gandhi and Hitler. My humble journey to this theme was awakened in a cold morning and in the midst of snow. And can you guess where I was? I was not in Berlin. Of course, Berlin is a very important local for our conversation, though I do not know whether Gandhi ever visited Berlin. And Gandhi's student and dear friend Ram Mohan Lohia, he studied in Berlin. And I was in Auschwitz. You know, Auschwitz is the concentration camp near Krakow, Poland. I was there, I was walking. It was a cold morning in February 2005, and I was just walking. And in that cold morning, not many people were there. Another man, we just picked up a conversation. And I started speaking about Hitler, and you know, Hitler and his band of people. And of course, Christian brought me when we met in Berlin many years ago, I think for the first time in 2006. So he kindly brought me the Wannsee Lake, and there is a beautiful house. And Christian told me that how the dialectic of the beauty and the beast in German tradition. And he showed me the house where the kind of the decision was written, was taken about the final solution, so-called final solution. So therefore Hitler and his gang, so they had other methods, and the final method of extermination, which led to the building of the concentration camp. So as I was visiting this concentration camp, much story of pain and suffering we have heard about Auschwitz, I picked up a conversation with this man, I think he was from France, about Hitler, and suddenly Gandhi came to my mind. And then this man, he posed a very interesting challenge. He says that what is the origin of Hitler? The origin of Hitler is uncritical following, uncritical obedience. And therefore, wherever there is uncritical obedience, uncritical following, even if he is a Gandhi, so there is a germ for the making of Hitler. And that brings very difficult question, because you know that Gandhi's leadership, and people typify it in many ways, but in some instances, people also followed Gandhi. And of course, Gandhi, and therefore Sri Aurobindo says, Sri Aurobindo has a very critical line about Gandhi, that Gandhi took decisions sometimes in an autocratic manner, and maybe he's not like Hitler or Stalin, but. So to come back to the point, I just wanted to suggest that the whole journey with Gandhi and Hitler brings us from the visible to many invisible dimensions of human life, collective organization, the whole cult of following, and the courage to resist, and the courage to be the one who can still stand alone. And that is what Hannah Arendt says. Hannah Arendt, in her book on Eichmann, and you know Eichmann, who was one of the conspirators of it, and Hannah Arendt said that Eichmann is an ordinary person, and each one of us, if we are put in this position, do you have the courage to stand against the stream? And therefore, and Hannah Arendt said, it is that ability to stand erect, like a cedar tree, for example, and that constitutes the hope for humanity. So with this brief prelude, I wish to begin with the two letters that Gandhi had written to Hitler. The first one is 1939, and the second one is 1940. At this juncture, I wish to share the screen, please.